What's up everyone, John here with Motivation Theory Running. I'm here to go over what I pack for my 12-hour adventure trail run. The race is tomorrow, and I always get asked, what do you pack for these interloopal races? Because they are much different than the point-to-point races. In the fact that you don't have the same amount of logistics to deal with and probably the same amount of stuff you may want to bring. So I thought I'd go over what I pack, and this is after having run 3 or 4 24-hour interloopal races, 8-hour interloopal, and this is my second 12-hour. So I kind of have it down to what I need and not overpacking. I've tried to be a little bit more of a minimalist. You know what I'm talking about when it comes to packing, just because of the stress of everything. So within the last day, I had to drive to a college, pick up my daughter, come back. My son had to be dropped off at baseball practice at 8. He's got 2 games today too after that. So I'm rushing around and I don't want to stress about all this. So I thought I just would go through everything with you all and kind of show you what I pack. So first and foremost, every morning starts off with Wawa coffee, but it won't be on race day because that isn't good for the stomach. The base of my day will be UCAN. So the UCAN gels, I got to test these for UCAN in Belmonte, which the race didn't turn out great for me, but it had nothing to do with the gels. Before they even had the labeling on the packet, was little white packets, and I wasn't allowed to talk about them. But these are fantastic. It's better than dealing with the powder. If you've tried UCAN before and you've dealt with the powder and it is just an absolute mess. It's okay for training runs, but racing, you got to go with these. But the powder would work if you want to try that in the back of your car and mix it for the drinks and things like that. But I'm just going to stick with the UCAN Edge, and UCAN was clutch. They've had a supply chain issue with the creation of the new releases of these. I guess I don't know. I guess they have different orders they have to put in to have them made and stuff like that. And they had kind of ran out, and I think code and everything going on, that was an issue. But they were able to ship some out to me for my race. So they said they would be having them soon. I think in October. So if you tried ordering and they're not there, just be patient. UCAN bars too. These are the chocolate almond butter bars. Really good from UCAN too. I only have some of those left. Obviously drink mixes. I have Tailwind. Just in case, I don't want to go with any sugar, but I got tons of Tailwind, goo packets. These are emergency. These are when I'm feeling super low and I think I need an energy kick and things just aren't working. I give myself some options. Lip balm, as my mom would call it. Lip balm, chapstick, whatever you want to call it. Tons of towels. I have to have these towels in the back of the car because of what's been going on in the world the last 2 years. They usually make us kind of have our own little aid station at the car, but they do have food at the aid station. And that's where I'm primarily going to be getting the bulk of my real food, is from the aid station, because they're going to have pierogies and things that I love. Cliff Blocks. Plenty of fruit in the back of my car. They usually have that at the aid station, but again, I'm going to try to minimize my amount of stops at the aid stations, and I'll talk a little bit more about that towards the end of this, about what my approach is going to be. The ability to carry a water bottle by hand, and with my vest. So as the day goes on, usually I need more water, but I usually just go with the vest. It's just easier. Got to go with the classics. These bad boys have seen a lot of miles. I've passed 400 miles in the Hoka One Speed Goat 4s. Fantastic shoe, but I'm going to be nearing the end of the life of these. This might be the last race, maybe JFK 50. But I love the shoes. They're fantastic. I would order another one if the prices weren't through the roof on Amazon. So Suntan Lotion, not knowing how much I'm going to need this during the day, just because it's going to be cooler. A lot of the races in the shade, but I always bring Suntan Lotion just because you never know, and it's good to protect yourself. Lube, running lube. I lube everything. Lube it all up, head to toe. Keep it all lubed up, and you don't have to worry about the very bad rubbing and chafing. So, also, like any cramps, I got the massage gun out there to help me with anything that I'm going to be having issues with. Hopefully it won't be too many, but after 12 hours, I'll probably want some of that. Probably will start off the day with gloves because it's going to be probably in the 40s. Light gloves, not heavy gloves. I've learned it every time I bring in the heavier gloves, I immediately take them off because they just get too hot. I need something that's just enough to cut the wind and the chill in the morning off my hands. Of course, multiple trucker hats. As these get saturated with sweat, I switch them out. Probably about time to start ordering some new ones. These are looking old and worn in, but great addition to the head game gear there. Long sleeve, layers, ability to switch from short sleeve shirts. I don't know why I'm showing you them, but I bring multiple layers, compression shorts. I bring a couple of pairs of those. Not that I'll need to change it, but just in case I bring multiple pairs, because you never know. These also have the pockets on the side where my phone fits nicely. I'm going to bring one of these. I've been eating these in training. These Medrix, 32 gram of protein, 18 vitamins and minerals, big 100. They're like 400 calories, 410 calories. I thought I would just bring this just in case I need to kind of chew on something that tastes good, and when I'm going to ultimately be in a caloric deficit, which is going to happen, I'll take that in. And it gives me something to look forward to at some point, probably mid-race. Little bag of Advil, Tylenol, ibuprofen, vitamin C. I carry that everywhere I go. I'll have a little med kit. Hopefully I won't need that. Bug spray. We're getting to the time of year where I shouldn't have to worry about flying bugs too much. Ticks and stuff like that, but I go with the 40% DEET. I don't want any ticks on me. Sorry, this is all out of order. I just piled everything on the table instead of pack it. Noon sports drinks. I like the Noon stuff. I know that I have predominantly been doing the UCAN stuff, but I kind of mix things up, especially with the costs of everything. I try to get things that are a little bit more cost effective. And UCAN is pretty expensive, but again, when you buy all this stuff, it all kind of equals out. Get my fruit out of the way here. Glasses, sunglasses. I need to order the clear glasses so I can wear these so I don't have to get hit in the eyes with sticks and things like that, branches and limbs that kind of hang down, because I'll put these on and then it won't be sunny enough, and then I'll take them off. I'll put them on my head, that'll get annoying, and I'll take them off. Visor. If I get too hot, I can take off the trucker hat, put the visor on, lets my head breathe a little bit more. I bring that everywhere I go. I don't know if I'll wear it. Again, I will be filming the race like I did last year and like I do all my races. GoPro. So I'll be carrying this little guy right here, and I'll talk to you as I am on the race, kind of talking about my musings, how I'm feeling, just kind of updates, and then I'll create the video later on. And, bags. Dirty, wet, stinky clothes. I usually bring a bunch of recycled. I reuse these bags, the grocery bags, and I put clothes in them, dirty shoes if they get wet. That's it. I don't really bring a lot. I don't have to worry about drop bags. See, this is what I love about interloopal races. And if you have timed interloopal races where you are, and you haven't run an ultra, or you're looking for your first ultra, this is a great way to run an ultra, especially if it's your first. Typically, these races will be timed. This one's 12 hours. You can stop at any point you want. If you get to 50K and you want to be done, you just stop. Let's say to quit, you just stop, and that's it. You don't get a DNF. It takes a lot of the anxiety and pressure away of crossing certain boundaries, distances when you're running trails of these races. So it is a good way. I love them just because, as a father of 5, it's really hard for me sometimes to travel to go do these things, and I don't really have crew that can help me. I can't really ask my wife too much now because we have a little one, and it's just a lot to ask people to do that, especially if they're not running friends, and it's just, logistically, they don't understand. It's a lot more planning. So for me, I love the Athletic Equation race series because they do have the 24-hour interloopal, they have the 12-hour, they have the 8-hour icy at the beginning of the year. And it's just I also have a video for that too. So it's a great way to kind of dip your toe in it. Or if somebody who's an experienced ultra runner and you just want to have something that's a little bit less stressful, I'll throw all this stuff in a container, put it in the back of my car. No drop bags, nothing to worry about. Just going to go out, have fun. I'm going to spend the day 12 hours in the woods on my old training ground, which I purposely stayed away from for the last couple months. Previously, I used to train on the loops that I'm running for this race. And that's just the way I'd always been for the last 10 years. And I kind of get burnt out. So when I go out to the race and I'm doing multiple loops, my brain is already kind of fatigued from seeing the same stuff from training. So it's going to be, it will have been a while since I've gone out there and run these loops. So there's going to be an 11-mile loop. And if you've watched the video last year, I ran predominantly the 11-mile for 3 and then the 6.5 for 1. So I'm trying to think about what I want to do for that, how I'm going to kind of break that up. If I'm going to kind of do one long, 111, 6.5, and just kind of alternate back and forth and see where I am as time moves on. I'm going to, again, like I said, minimize aid station time, just get the food down and go. Last year I spent a lot of time, probably 10 to 20 minutes each loop. That eats a lot of time up, and that really adds up. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited. Again, I'm carrying a lot of stress right now. With my daughter being home from college, her birthday's next weekend. A very close family member, somebody who raised me, is not doing well. She had an accident, and they're trying to kind of figure out what's going on with her. She doesn't know who she is, so I'm dealing with that. So I'm carrying a lot right now on this race. So, and fortunately, my dad is doing better, for all of you who have been following along with his cancer battle. So I'm going to try to not let those things kind of seep in and just try to think about them and do the best that I can. Again, I appreciate all of you out there for supporting me and follow me on this journey, not only in the last couple months, couple years, but since the beginning. I know a lot of you have been out there for the last 7 years with me, so it's much appreciated. If you want to see this race that I did last year, the 12-hour race, you can go ahead and click right there. You can watch that, and that will prime the pump for when I finish the video for this one. And yes, I'm going to be talking about the 50K I had 7 weeks ago, here soon on probably a live stream or something like that. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. I gotta get the stuff packed up and just get prepped for tomorrow, and it will be a good, long, fun day in the woods. I'll talk to you soon. Click right there. See you next video. Bye.